Let's add spring to my classroom. Hi everyone, my name's Abby. This is Liam. He will be here. If you hear any weird noises, that's what's going on. And I'm going to show you today how I added spring to my online classroom. Now, you can do this in your in-person classroom. You can do this in your home if you're a stay-at-home mama. I did some of these things with a 9-month-old. Well, almost 9 months old. He's going to be 9 months old pretty soon. And so these are really easy, honestly inexpensive ideas, and it's just to add a little bit of fun and spring into your everyday life or online classroom, which is where I did it. Spring, yeah. I have these spring die cuts that I got off of Amazon forever ago, and so I just took them and hid them all over my classroom. Now again, my classroom is just a wall behind me pretty much. So I kind of had to figure out where the kids would be able to see it without it being obvious. It took a little bit of playing around, but I think I figured it out. So whenever we did this in class, it was so fun. The kids loved it. They had to raise their hand if they thought they spotted something, and I would only show like a tiny corner of a flower or a little bit of something. And it was so fun. And so they were able to collect these little spring die cuts throughout the whole hour-long class. It was amazing. They really, really enjoyed it. And then they kept asking the entire week if we could still do the spring scavenger hunt. And I had to tell them no, because I had more things planned. So the next thing I did is I teach a handwriting without tears class. I don't know if you've heard of that before, but it's an amazing philosophy where you teach kids the feeling and the process of writing before they ever pick up a pencil or a crayon or a marker. So one of the ways to do that is by taking sand in a tray and having them trace out letters. Well, what could you use instead of sand? I used dirt. I told the parents beforehand that the kids did not have to use dirt because I didn't want it to be super messy for them, and none of them used dirt. But I did. I went into my backyard with a spoon and I dug up some dirt. I made sure there was no creepy crawlies in it though, because that would have not been fun. But anyway, I put the dirt into this container and we played around with it. It was so fun. There was already a green piece of foam that I had placed down in this tray so you could see the green coming through. It was amazing. The only thing I would have done differently is I would have added a little bit less dirt, and I didn't realize that until I was already teaching online and I couldn't exactly dump it out. So it was a little bit hard to see some of the letters. Like I think the A was difficult with that bridge in the middle. But hey, you live and you learn. It was so fun. And if you're okay with your little one getting dirty, it would be really fun for little kids too, who are not even doing handwriting yet, but just want to play. Really good sensory idea. And honestly, dirt is good for them. It is. It is. Final thing we did this week for spring is we had Farmers Market Friday. This was my favorite. It was so fun, and it kind of happened spur of the moment too. But I had been telling the kids all week, we're going to be doing this. Get ready, have overalls, have hats, have fruits and vegetables ready to go. And they did. I wish I could legally, video what they were doing and what they were wearing and stuff, but I can't show you that. But all of my students had hats and overalls, and the girls had braids, and they had so many vegetables and fruit ready to go for the day. And that I really have to thank the parents for, because the parents had to be willing to give them all of those fresh fruits and vegetables. We used them as props throughout the rest of the lesson. So it was an ELA lesson, which means English and Language Arts. So we had different Montessori grammar symbols, noun, adjective, article, verb, and we made sentences based on the fruits and vegetables that they had with them. It was amazing. It was such a good prompt because they could hold it. So like I had a kiwi, one of my students had a coconut, someone had an onion. It was really cool actually, it was a massive onion. And they were able to feel it and touch it and pick out adjectives, actions for it. I mean, they couldn't really think of an action necessarily. I put grows. I thought that was a good actually because it does grow. Some of the things they came up with, like the onion is running, not exactly, accurate, but it was still really, really fun. They talked about it for the rest of the time, and I left about 5 minutes at the end of class for a show and tell because, online class is hard. You only have a certain amount of time. So I highly encourage show and tells when you're doing an online class. I hope this gave you ideas how to add spring into your classroom or home, and I'll see you later with more ideas.